My name is Pieter Geldenhuys, the Director at the Institute for Technology, Strategy and Innovation. Welcome to this presentation called The Lessons of the Cyber War Frontier. Our world has been transformed by information technology, telecommunications and the internet. These technologies have revolutionized various sectors like finance, entertainment and education, thanks to reduced transaction costs and increased productivity. Even industries such as agriculture, manufacturing and mining is heavily reliant on this interconnected world of ours, created by the Internet of Things. However, alongside these advancements, cyber threats have surged, posing a significant challenge. The estimated cost of cybercrime is projected to reach a staggering $23.8 trillion by 2027, compared to $8.4 trillion today. To put this into perspective, the size of the crisis becomes apparent when compared to the US GDP of $25 trillion in 2022. A glance at the cyber threat map will highlight the constant challenges faced by IT departments on a second-by-second basis. Now, let's embark on a brief journey through the past, the present, and the future of cybersecurity. Surprisingly, the first hack of electronic signals occurred in 1903 when Neville Maskelyne intercepted Marconi's wireless telegraph message and replaced it with a playful verse. This incident predates the electronic era by about 50 years, providing us with a glimpse into the beginnings of hacking. In the following decades, the Cold War witnessed its fair share of intriguing hacks. In 1945, the United States received the gift carving of the Great Seal from the Soviet Union. Unbeknownst to them, the carving contained a passive listening device known as the Thing, a miniature resonant cavity or acoustic resonator with no batteries or power sources required. Instead, the Thing draws its power from the ambient radio waves, enabling it to remain undetected for a remarkable period of time. This device operated silently for about 7 years, transmitting conversations using electromagnetic signals that were cleverly decrypted by Soviet agents. The discovery underscored the lengths to which nations would go to gather intelligence and to gain an upper hand. With the advent of microcomputers and the internet, the play field changed yet again. Threats grew in size and significance, culminating in the Stuxnet attack on the Iranian nuclear centrifuges in the late 2000s. Over the past decade, numerous significant cybersecurity breaches have been affected. They affected individuals, organizations, and governments. Yahoo, Equifax, WannaCry, Marriott all experienced a series of breaches that affected billions of users. The cybersecurity threat landscape is evolving to encompass real-world assets. Recent attacks on physical infrastructure, like the Colonial Pipeline and the JBS meat processing plant, are notable examples of cyber hacks impacting the world outside the electronic domain. It is widely accepted that foreign state agents were behind these attacks. Geopolitics is also starting to play a role in cybersecurity considerations. The advent of the Second Cold War between China and the US might lead to Chinese blockade of Taiwan, the so-called Taiwanese semiconductor blockage. If retaliatory action is taken against Chinese energy supply lines, a worldwide cyber attack on financial institutions, supply line, and energy infrastructure may become a distinct possibility. The Internet of Things have already become an attack vector. In 2017, the Mirai Brickerbot attack commandeered hundreds of thousands of unsecured IP cameras, launching a denial of service attack on bank websites and e-commerce companies. The IDC is predicting that there will be approximately 41 billion IoT devices connected to the internet by 2025. An IoT search engine called Shodan.io highlights the vulnerabilities in IoT devices. Be afraid of flying pineapples, because flying pineapples is utilizing something called a man-in-the-middle attack, where a cyber attack means that a user interacts the communication between parties that believe they're in direct communication with each other. The website Hack5 sells a small little device called the Pineapple that can be used to detect information sharing over Wi-Fi networks, commonly used to attack unsuspecting users in coffee shops. This type of attack gets a new meaning when this Hack5 device is bolted to a drone and then landed on top of a corporate building. The Hack5 device is given the same Wi-Fi identifier as the corporate Wi-Fi. Any unsuspecting user who chooses to link up to this Wi-Fi inadvertently provides the Wi-Fi network password to this Pineapple. And once this door is opened, the man-in-the-middle attack can harvest multiple usernames and passwords while the hackers gain access to the corporate network. We're moving into a world of zero trust network. The message is clear. Corporate networks can no longer be seen as castles with moats around them. These moats can no longer protect you from the outside world. The idea of firewalls keeping a network safe should no longer be seen as the primary defense. Remote work, which exploded under COVID-19, have forever changed the idea of protected networks. Remote access devices have multiplied the attack vectors available to hackers. The reality is this: that organizations need to assume that a breach has already taken place and that the enemy is already inside the gates. The focus should now be on protecting the crown jewels. Trust is a dangerous vulnerability that is exploited by malicious actors. It is time to embrace zero trust networks, where you trust no one, inside or outside your network. The analogy of a presidential protection team is salient. It is still important to protect the perimeter, but the key focus is on the protect surface. Try and keep uninvited guests out. Pay the most attention to the most important data in your organization. Embracing zero trust networks where trust is not granted by default and only selected individuals have access to critical data is crucial. A layered approach with continuous monitoring and adaptive environment is required for effective cybersecurity. The primary focus is now on the integrity of the data in your organization. The question is, what role will AI play in cybersecurity? The shortage of cybersecurity professionals poses a significant challenge. Here, artificial intelligence can play a vital role, leveraging its superior pattern recognition capabilities to assist cybersecurity personnel in tracking intrusions and implementing proactive protection. AI pattern recognition can be used very effectively in searching for new patterns in the millions of computer logs generated every single day by computer networks. However, generative AI like ChatGPT could also be used by hackers in more sophisticated phishing attacks and in finding vulnerabilities in your network. The question is, what can we do to unlock new value in this ecosystem? And that means we need to move beyond the visible into the world of the quantum. The most impactful technology in cybersecurity will likely emerge from the subatomic world. Quantum computers pose a dual threat and opportunity. They are expected to crack the prime numbers underlying our modern encryption technology at an unprecedented speed in the not-too-distant future. This event is called the post-quantum cryptography era, and IT professionals are busy altering their procedures and practices in a similar fashion to the Y2K challenge a few years ago. So how does quantum entanglement work? Imagine two particles that are entangled. They get opposite spins the moment they're entangled. And the moment they are removed from each other, they still act as if they're one. Let's say I send this particle 1,000 kilometers away and someone looks at that particle. This one's polarization is immediately fixed. That means that we can detect if someone is looking at the other particle. That means that utilizing the concept of quantum entanglement, we can create a brand new cybersecurity ecosystem. Quantum key distribution offers enhanced security by leveraging Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. This principle guarantees that any eavesdropping attempts would disrupt the system's randomness, as intercepting and measuring a photon would force it to have a specific polarization. This disturbance would then result in reduced number of observation coincidences, indicating a compromised communication. What will the future look like? In contemplating the future of cybersecurity in the 2020s, one is confronted with the intricate interplay between human progress, technological advancement, and the relentless evolution of threats. As society becomes increasingly reliant on digital infrastructure and interconnected systems, the need for robust cybersecurity measures becomes paramount. Yet, as we strive to fortify our defenses against cyber threats, we must also grapple with profound philosophical questions. Will we witness a harmonious equilibrium between security and privacy? Or will the scale tilt towards a more intrusive surveillance state? How can we strike the delicate balance between innovation and risk mitigation, knowing that the very techniques that empower us are the ones exploited by malicious actors? Moreover, as artificial intelligence and machine learning permeate our security strategies, we must reflect on the ethical implications of delegating decisions to algorithm systems. In navigating the future of cybersecurity, we're challenged to foster a collective consciousness that acknowledges the intertwined nature of security, ethics, and human agency. Only through a symbiotic relationship between technological advancements and human wisdom can we hope to forge a path forward that safeguards our digital ecosystem while preserving the core values that define us as individuals and as a society. Let us embark on this journey together, armed with knowledge and innovation and a commitment to protecting our interconnected world from the ever-evolving threats of the cyber war frontier.